going on, family? Coming at you again. Urban Matters Matter. Live chat. Coming at you live, family. Here we go. Yeah. Coming at you live, family. This is Urban Matters live chat. I do not own the rights to this music. Facebook, Anchor, Spotify. We are gonna chop up some heavy game today. Hope everyone is ready for the breakdown. Got my boy James in the background talking about he's black and he's proud. Me too. Me too, Mr. Brown. We gotta say also rest in peace to Bill Withurs. The lean on me, man. The lean on me, man. Come at you, family. We gotta chop this thing up today. Gotta get it done. Gotta get it done, family. Y'all come on into the room. Come on into the building. Please give a thumbs up when you come into the building. Make sure you like and share this with your family and loved ones. Y'all come on in. Round on and rise. Thanks for joining us. Mr. Simmons. Yeah, we gonna chop up Miss CJ Walker today. Yeah, we gonna chop this thing up. Coming through, y'all. Gotta say morning greetings. Yes, morning greetings to my family. Get that sunshine early, man.
Mr. Brown is #1 soul brother in the United States.
#1, y'all heard that? About this soul, man. This soul gonna get us through this thing, man. Coronavirus, the 5G, the whatever you want to talk about, bro. Good morning, bro. Good morning, Mr. Saint. Thanks for joining us, bro. Thanks for joining us. I know I've been missing in action, family. I've been MIA a little bit. Just kind of trying to get settled in here down here in Florida, y'all. Y'all know down here in Florida, we we on lockdown. We are on lockdown, y'all. Come on into the house. Come on into the building. We're gonna chop this thing up, y'all. We're gonna chop this thing up. We got some questions, man. We need some questions. Y'all come on in the room, family. Give me some questions real quick while I'm finishing up my coffee. Yeah. Y'all come on in here, man. We need all the questions we can get today so we can get this information to the family. Thanks for y'all joining us in the room today. Please give me the thumbs up when you come into the chat room. We just go over a few articles here. We're going to be talking about Madam CJ Walker. I don't know how many of us saw the Netflix film. I couldn't even get through the whole Madam CJ Walker film. I couldn't get through it. Too much sideways information about our great black sister, you know, and I mean, chop that up with us a little bit more, Mr. Simmons. You was chopping that up about Madam CJ. She was an entrepreneur, activist, and a philanthropist. But see, what they don't tell you, that the dominant society hates when a former slave pretty much repairs himself and becomes something big in history. So what I decided, y'all, with the Urban Matters live chat, every week we're gonna honor and we're gonna lift up a great black entrepreneur, somebody who was a pioneer, we're going to learn our history. I'm going to make that my duty to make sure every week we learn about one of our Black history heroes that built and made some of the inventions that we still use today very popular. Huh? Oh, yeah, definitely was whitewash, Brother Sanchez. What's going on, Mr. Williams? Thanks for joining us. Good morning. Yeah, listen, they steal everything. They steal our story and make it out of his story. And then they take all the way my story. They take my story from me. The mysterious part about it, that's my story. The mysteries are our stories. But then he turned it into his story, which is history. And they call it history. What's going on, Ms. Bowling? Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We're just chopping it up about, you guys know OPEC too, the big gas giants of the world, OPEC, OPEC. Yeah, they're doing an emergency meeting on April 6th, and they're trying to postpone that, y'all. So be on the lookout for that. And definitely, did you hear about the French scientists that are working on the alleged corona antivirus? And they mentioned that they should only use and test the antivirus vaccine on Africans, on brown people, to make sure that basically make the brown people out of a guinea pig. That's what they want to do. Test a lab rat, what they call it. Yeah. So yeah, man, we just Russia is sending aid all over the world. They're not really talking about it on the news. Russia sent a bunch of medical supplies to the U.S. planes and huge storage liners of supplies for the apparently COVID infection that's in the U.S. So yeah, we're just talking about that, and let's what y'all want to start with first. Let's talk about, a lot of people have been saying a lot about the 5G. What's going on, Mr. Johnson? Thanks for joining us. A lot of people, we don't really have any definite proof or facts right now about the 5G. I've seen a lot of people around America that's starting to burn these 5G towers down, the little small towers, the ones that they have in the inner city blocks. A lot of people have been burning those down and damaging those towers, those 5G towers. Apparently, a lot of people think that, the 5G is dangerous to the immune system, and some people have a speculation that it might be causing some of the COVID symptoms for that so-called alleged COVID virus. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna start calling it, y'all, COVID from now on, because corona is something beautiful. So I don't know how they can take something, a term that means, something gracious from our creator, like the corona is the ring around the sun. It's the ring around the sun. So they want to take something beautiful, one of God's beautiful creations, and vilify it and demonize it. And I don't agree with that. I don't know who named the virus. Also, China is coming out demanding that the U.S. and the U.S. officials who are basically blaming China for the virus are requesting that they come out and apologize publicly for that, or China will not be sending the 85% of medications that some of our elderly folks need on an everyday basis. They make a lot of our medicines. A lot of Americans don't know that, but yes, they make a lot of different vaccines here and medications in the pharmaceutical industries. So a lot of our pharmaceutical industries, in other words, have supply houses and warehouses in Asia. And if it's not made in China, it has to come through the Chinese sea. So if they don't allow any type of medicine or aids to come through that seaport, then guess what? a lot of our families are going to start struggling from more than the COVID-19 virus. So just putting that out there. Thanks for joining us, Mr. 12th Man, Mr. Gibson. Thanks for joining us. Yes, we're talking about China and the basically they are one of the major importers of medications and also supplies. A lot of these supplies for our medical industry come from China as well. That's why it's tough for them to get a hold of those, the breathing apparatuses, what are they called? The ventilator machines, the vents, because most of the software is manufactured in China. So just putting that out there, family, we might need to humble ourselves a little bit as a powerful country like America. Sometimes we need to just kind of humble ourselves, because right now, whether y'all know it or not, we're in a wounded state right now. So you are very vulnerable for attack when you're wounded. And a lot of different powerful of global officials and militaries know this. This is one of the arts of war, that you attack your enemy while they're wounded or while they are damaged. So that is just a military strategy. Every great military leader knows that. So just putting that out there real quick for us, family. And we were talking about where Mr. Simmons went at, man. Mr. Simmons, come on back into the chat room, bro, and finish chopping it up about Madam C.J. Walker and how they mushed up the movie on Netflix. Straight messed the movie up. You know, they didn't want to point out the fact that Madam C.J. Walker was one of the pioneers who sculpted the multi-marketing industry, and also just as a whole, she pretty much pioneered and laid the blueprint to be an entrepreneur in door-to-door sales. Yes, she had over a 10,000 member sales group that she would extinguish around the country, and that's what made her business so powerful. Yes, that's what made her business so powerful. She was the first blueprint or sculptor or activist. Also, she was an activist, y'all. So we got to keep that in mind. I'm gonna give you one of her quick poems. I am a woman who came from the cotton fields of South. From there, I was promoted to the wash tub. From there, I was promoted to the cook kitchen. And from there, I promoted myself into business and manufacturing hair goods and preparations. She says, I have built my own factory on my own ground. So she's all about ownership. And that's what we must do as melanated people in America, as foundational Black Americans. We need to look to ownership. And I think this is a transition, what we're going through right now with this whole revelation. When we come out of this, if we're seeking the same ideology and the same format, then something is wrong, man. Because we see that these people do not have it figured out. And at any moment, the whole factory, the whole shebang could shut down on us. And what are we going to do? Huh? What's up, Mr. Grant? Thanks for joining us. Mr. Johnson says, yeah, we would not withstand an attack right now. We can't, man. We're wounded. As a country, we are weak right now. We're already weak and divided with all of the investigations going on in Congress and the House of Representatives, and we already wounded. We already wounded. So y'all tell me, what do we do? What do we do? Give me some questions, y'all. Thanks for joining us this morning at Urban Matters live chat. We're just going over a few topics. The 5G, we're going over Madam C.J. Walker. And what do you think about Madam C.J. Walker, who basically, ladies, if you don't know who Madam C.J. Walker is, men too, we need to know this history. She was a former slave who decided to get off the plantation, who got tired of the plantation, sharecropping, whatever you want to call it, indentured servant, and she decided she found a product that a former Caucasian European owner, slave owner she worked for. So you know how that goes. A lot of the inventions that the slave owners put patents on back in the 1800s and the 1700s, most of those inventions came from former slaves or the slaves of that plantation. So what she did, she took the hair relaxer, the hair straightener, and she perfected the formula, is what she did. What's going on, Mr. Johnson? Good morning. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Said. She put a perfume so that you could not smell a lot of the sulfur inside of the product. And she perfected that hair cream product that was so popular back in the 1900s, early 1900s, for black women to basically, so basically the white owner was basically, you know, experimenting on her slaves. And then Madam C.J. Walker took the product because it had a stink smell. Y'all know how them perms and whatever, you know, the hair products smell sometimes. That's because, in a way, y'all, it's kind of not healthy for the hair and the scalp and the body when you add these sort of additives to your hair, these type of products to your hair. So they can be damaging after a long period of time. But Madam C.J. Walker took that formula and she perfected it and put a perfume in it so that the smell would not be so overwhelming and more people would want to buy that type of product. But so basically the slave owner, the white female slave owner, she could not figure out why Madam C.J. Walker's product was selling so much better than hers. And that's what it was. She perfected it. So that's where Black Excellence came in. So y'all remember that. That was a quick lesson about Madam C.J. Walker. So we moving on to the great brother of ours, Bill Withurs. Bill Withurs, man. Y'all know Bill Withurs. He's the guy who made the song Lean on Me, the original song, Lean on Me. Also, he made this song right here, y'all. I do not own the rights to this music, Facebook, but we're just having a good time today, y'all.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Great. I think he was one of what's the great producer's name that produced him?
Ain't no sunshine.
He also produced Otis Redding and what's the name of that?
Anytime she goes
yeah,
away.
we had some powerful people in our culture, man. And we need to hold dear to that, y'all, and build ourselves up from this whole COVID-19 thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, listen, it ain't going to be no sunshine, man, and we don't figure this thing out on our own, man. We got to figure this thing out on our own, man. We got to, man. That's the great Bill Withurs, man. Yeah. He had a lot of great jams. Man. Go another one here. Y'all remember this one? And all live music. None of that computerized music, man. Our brothers really was artists back then. They were real professionals. You know, back then in the music game, you had to know your instrument, man. You had to know your craft. And see, that's what we've gotten away from. And I listen to some of the young folks' music nowadays, and I try to understand it, you know. So we got to stop knocking our young folk. We just got to start building them up and teaching them. If we teach them this stuff, then they don't have an excuse to be stuck on stupid.
Oh, they keep trying to
Listen to that soul in that voice, man.
All you want to do is use me.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to our brother, man. Bill Withurs. Oh, y'all hope we get that sax, man. Y'all hope we get that sax. Y'all think I need to be having that sax sitting back here, man? Huh? Wow. I think I didn't have that sax sitting back there.
Keep on using me. Until you use me.
Can't play it too loud because the family's still getting out of the bed, y'all. Yeah, we'll get down with it now. But yeah, we're just coming at you real quick, family. Rest in peace to our brother Bill Withurs. Yeah, they using us up, man. Using us up, man. Use me, use me, use me.
You know he told me
Rest in peace to our brother Bill Withurs, man. Great man. Great artist. Y'all remember he made the original Lean on Me, right? And that's what we need to do right now, man. We need to lean on each other, man. Lean on each other right now, man. Yeah, man. That was a great brother, that man. I know. We do not own the right to this music, Facebook. Yeah. Yeah, man, we're gonna move it. Yeah, man. We're gonna organize, brother. We got to. Cause listen, I mean, you don't organize, you get caught out here slipping like we slipping now, man. We out here slipping. We so vulnerable right now, man. Somebody can kick your door in right now, run up in your house. What you gonna do? Half of us may have a gun, but I guarantee you, boy, you ain't got enough artillery to hold off nothing and nobody. So yeah, man, that's what we gotta do, bro. That's what we gotta do, man. Trying to put that sax down, man. I was just playing around with y'all, man. Having a little fun with the family this morning, man. But yeah, you know, just coming at you real quick with a couple of little topics we wanted to talk about today, family. And definitely, what else did I have the family to talk about today? Also, I came across some good information, y'all, on Noah Webster's 1800 edition of the dictionary and the definition of an American in the Noah Webster's dictionary. But you got to go back to the 1828 version of this. And an American is defined as a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or the copper color races. Copper color, this. Found here by the Europeans, that means the Europeans came over here and they already found us here. It said copper color races of people that were found in the native land of America when the Europeans arrived in America. Yes. But now the definition of American is also now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Not Europeans that were already here in America. The name American must always exalt the pride and the patriotism of Washington. So, in other words, the black man is the original, the copper-colored person, the copper-colored man, which is us, the Aboriginals. Who knows what Aboriginal means? Correct. Yeah. But that's us, man. So we got to protect this place. We need to protect America. And I know, you know, I talk about they wanted America, China wanted America to apologize for basically creating another yellow peril situation. If you guys want to go and define that, go look up the yellow peril, and that'll show you the definition of what's going on right now with this whole virus and the stereotyping of China. And trust me, man, we as copper colored people in America, we know that America can really pour it on when they pick on you, when they subjugate you, when they abuse you. And I'm not trying to take up for Chinese right now. That's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna let them hold their own balls. But what I am saying is that we know abuse, and we know when a whole country can attack you because of your nationality, because of your culture, because of skin color, because of where you're from. So with all of this, I think what's going to come out of this is going to teach America to change their wicked ways. And if you are part of that wicked system, you need to change your ways, because this is a revelation that's going on. And the people that's going to be successful from this, and the people that's going to come out of this on top, are going to be the people that take this serious and know that this is not some type of game. This is a test. Who is strong-minded and who is weak-minded. And that's why the playing field has been leveled. This thing is the equalizer. This COVID thing is the equalizer. It's bringing everybody down. It don't care how rich you are, how many degrees you have, where you went to college. Don't care what fraternity or sorority you came from. It does not care what color you are. It is not racist. It is not discriminating on man, person, place, or thing. So it's time to figure something out, man. I hope you're not just sitting around waiting on when things gonna get back to normal. This is the new norm. And this is Urban Matters Matter Live Chat. And we're gonna keep bringing you information after information. We're going to have a great show coming this Monday, me and Brother Montu. And we're going to be talking about topics about the hip-hop industry and how a lot of this going on, a lot of our hip-hop brothers and sisters have insight on what's really, really happening behind the scenes of this. A lot of our entertainers, Hollywood. Notice, y'all, you don't hear anything about the Epstein thing. You don't hear anything about, don't forget about that, y'all. Yeah, Mr. Red Sanchez says, hopefully when we get out of house arrest, we can organize and move forward. Exactly. And what Mr. Sanchez is trying to say we're going to move forward is we're going to stop being dead-minded. We're going to start waking up the intellectual side of your brain. We're going to get rid of all that cognitive dissonance, that mind block. And we're going to start giving you information. We're going to start showing you how to research and stop letting CNN, MSNBC, YouTube, Facebook. We're going to show you how to stop allowing them to brainwash you. I don't know if anybody saw the video floating around about, thanks for the thumbs up, Bill Gates and everybody else there, basically Silicon Valley, a lot of our news networks, the American U.S. government is filing charges on a lot of our entertainers. Ellen DeGeneres, I saw her on the list. I saw Don Lemon on the list. I don't know if this was an authentic document, but it said U.S. Circuit Court of California. And it's basically the U.S. versus the entertainment industries. A lot of cable news networks. I saw on there, I don't know if I saw Comcast, but I saw a lot of different networks on this list. And I'll post it. We're still doing research on it. Some of my research team, we're trying to get the facts and try to break it down for you, because we like to, here at Urban Matters Matter Live Chat, we like to give you facts. We do not like to give you fairy tales, make believe. You know, we don't even practice belief here. We practice knowledge because we need to know. I'm the type of person I like to know something. I don't like to have to see if I believe you or not. No, I go and do my own research. So that's just the way I am, man. And I don't watch TV, so that may have a lot to do with it. Why I do have a lot of time to research and inform myself, keep myself informed about different situations globally. I like to, go around the globe. So we're coming at you real quick on the Saturday. This Urban Matters Matter live chat. We may get one. We may get another chat in tomorrow, y'all. And just kind of, I want everybody to post how are you doing to these videos, and just give us a report. Represent your town and your city where you're from. You're my family, so just make sure you get with us and let us know that you're safe and sound. So thanks for joining us today here at Urban Matters live chat, and thanks for joining the live stream. And remember, y'all, this is the new black media. This is how you're going to start getting your media, because as you can see, most of our news networks, they're doing the same thing. They're right in their living room giving you facts, supposedly, and they don't even have the technology to research the facts. So that just goes to show you, man, it's all about perception. It's all about what they are doing. They are creating an illusion with different visual effects and different, word games and word play. And you have to know how to break down and interpret the etymology of words. That's called wordplay. People can tell you anything, but what language are they talking? That's a good question. Peace and love, family. Urban Matters matter.